For those of you who are new to Front Porch Anarchast, let me introduce myself. My name is Richard. I'm an anarchist. And this is my podcast that I call Front Porch Anarchast. And let me explain that one a little bit to you, because a lot of people seem to have problems with that, especially the statists who might stumble onto my podcast. But I call it Front Porch Anarchast because I came up with the idea for it on my front porch in the cabin, our off-grid cabin. And originally that's where I thought that I would be recording these, is on the front porch of my off-grid cabin, but life got in the way of that, and that rarely happens. I think it's happened once or maybe twice. And I call it Anarchast because it's a podcast about anarchy, an anarchy podcast, or anarchast. So to me that seems pretty simple, but to the statists who run across me online on the social medias or whatever, the first thing they want to say is, "You misspelled anarchist." Oh my gosh, guys, it had nothing to do with misspelling the word. But, I found that a lot of statists, they don't think outside the box. And if you're one of these, if you're one of the statists, if you happened across the podcast, somebody maybe shared it with you, or you just, you wanted to click through and see what this Front Porch Anarchast guy was all about, okay, I'm not intentionally trying to offend you when I say this, but, statists have a hard time thinking outside the box. And maybe that's why they're statists. Or maybe they're statists and it makes them feel, maybe it hurts their head if they try to think outside the box. And I remember originally, I guess I've always been an anarchist at heart, but I didn't really know it. And, I went through my statist phase. But back in maybe 2010 or so, maybe a little bit before that, I'd started listening to podcasts, and listening to this, I started kind of thinking outside the box, and I realized that I'd spent my entire life thinking outside the box and tried to fit inside the box. It really wasn't working. So, I get it. I get how hard it is to think outside the box sometimes. But, if you've got an hour or so, probably shorter than that, because my mind will wander and I'll cut this off, or somebody will start screaming somewhere. And tonight I'm recording this in the car, and I have groceries in here that probably need to go in the refrigerator or something. But if you've got an hour or so to listen to me pontificate about anarchy, then I encourage you to stick around. Maybe you'll maybe at the very least you'll see where I'm coming from, maybe where anarchists are coming from, or maybe you'll see some merits in the ideas, and maybe you'll start on your own journey trying to get outside of that box.